He smirked as the cameras flashed. My diploma was still warm in my hands, the Harvard seal gleaming under the chandelier light. But he didn't look at me. He never did. His eyes lingered on the crowd, searching for someone worth impressing. Not me. Never me. Then my father's voice cut through the applause. "I'm proud to announce that my daughter will inherit everything. Our company, the mansion in New York, and the new Mercedes outside." The room gasped. My husband froze. I smiled inside but kept my face blank. Years of practice. And that's when the stranger appeared. He slipped an envelope into my hand, whispered words sharp as a blade. "It's time to show them who the real loser is." I remember the first time I met Daniel. I was 22, still naive enough to mistake arrogance for confidence. He told me I was cute, the kind of compliment that sounds sweet until you realize it's meant to make you feel small. He liked me pliable. He liked me quiet. Back then, I thought his attention meant I was lucky, that someone like him, tall, polished, charming, was proof I wasn't the family disappointment everyone whispered about. But charm fades when it curdles into cruelty. The betrayal wasn't loud. It crept in like mold under wallpaper. Late nights at the office that stretched into dawn. His phone always face down. The scent of perfume that wasn't mine. One night I saw it, her name lighting up his screen. Claire, a single message. "I miss you." I didn't scream, didn't throw the phone. Instead, I placed it gently back on the nightstand, lay beside him, and stared at the ceiling until the sun came up. That was the night I buried my tears. That was the night I sharpened my silence into a weapon. Law school gave me discipline. Betrayal gave me motive. I studied him the way I studied case law. Patterns, precedents, weaknesses. He underestimated me, always had. I played the clumsy wife, the one lucky to have him. Meanwhile, I built my case. I traced the transfers. Small sums at first, then larger. Our accounts bleeding slowly into one under her name. A classic scheme, dressed up with arrogance. He thought I was too distracted by books and briefs to notice. What he didn't know, what he never cared to know, was that my father had already placed me on the board of the family company. Every dollar he siphoned was documented, every lie recorded. I kept my smile soft, my tone sweet, my eyes blind. All while tying the rope he'd hang himself with. Graduation day was the perfect stage. Family gathered, press circling, his ego swollen by champagne and borrowed pride. He believed this was his triumph, that being married to me, Harvard graduate, daughter of a millionaire, was his greatest investment paying off. Then father announced the inheritance. $57 million. The company, the mansion, the Mercedes, all mine. I didn't look at Daniel, but I felt him stiffen beside me. His palm, damp against mine, gripped harder. Desperate. That's when the stranger, my lawyer, handed me the envelope. Divorce papers. Ironclad. Along with evidence, bank transfers, recorded calls, love notes. Enough to ruin him legally, socially, financially. I slid the envelope across the polished table toward him, my smile polite. His eyes darted to the papers, his face drained. "What is this?" he hissed. "Your graduation gift," I said softly. The fallout was swift. My lawyer filed for divorce that evening. With my evidence, the judge froze his accounts within days. Claire's little nest egg? Seized. Their affair made public record. By the time Daniel realized what was happening, it was already too late. He begged, he threatened, he called me names, then called me crying. I didn't answer. He lost his job when his firm discovered he'd stolen funds to cover his tracks. He lost his apartment when creditors circled. Claire left him when the money dried up. The man who once called me a failure was now sleeping on his brother's couch, whispering excuses into the dark. I stood in the mansion's marble hallway weeks later, the keys heavy in my hand. The same man who mocked me for studying late, who laughed when I dreamed bigger, was stripped of everything. And I had it all. Not because I begged for it, but because I waited. People think revenge is fire, loud, consuming, reckless. They're wrong. Revenge is ice. It's patience. It's the silence that chills before the storm. Sometimes I replay the moment he opened that envelope. The tremor in his hand, the twitch of his jaw as realization sank in. He thought he was the hunter, and I was prey. But predators who underestimate their prey forget one thing. Survival teaches sharper instincts than arrogance ever will. He called me a loser. Now he walks the city streets with nothing but regret, while I drive past in the Mercedes he'll never touch.